Hi boys, we're back with another video. Doing something a bit different today. We're doing a Dark Souls 3 tier list, which I've been wanting to do for a while because I absolutely love the game. I love Dark Souls 3. One of my favourite games of all time, easily. I've got 250 hours on one character on New Game Plus 7, and I've got another character on New Game Plus 2, I think, and another one on, I just started it the other day actually. I've got 30 hours on it already as a strength build, which I'm loving so far. And I actually plan on doing some, Sorcerer, Pyromancy, and Miracle builds videos in the future. So, yeah, it's just this game's probably going to be a big part of my channel, and it already is, because I've actually got a playlist filled with my first playthrough of Dark Souls 3, and I'll put that in the corner just now. So we're doing this based on my first playthrough and the amount of death, well, the amount of times these bosses killed me in my first playthrough, but I'll put some experiences on my next playthroughs, which I'll probably factor into it a little bit. I don't know how I'm going to do it, and this is just my opinion. Completely my opinion. I'm not taking any other tier lists into account or anyone else's, experience with the bosses. So yeah, we'll just get right into it. Well, this is the order in which I fought the bosses. So we'll start off with Ludex Gundyr. He's the starting boss, right? So you're not expecting much, but well, I've been playing video games since I was like probably 8. So I've got that hand-eye coordination, which he wasn't too difficult. He only killed me once for the first boss. That's quite, even that. Usually, games hold your hand in that. He was definitely tough, but fair. That's kind of the Dark Souls, how they do things. Yeah, we'll probably put him in, he killed me like once, so we'll probably put him, I don't know, for the first boss, I rate him, because he's a cool boss. Like, definitely. He's such a cool, starting thing. And it's not even like it's very far for the game either. It's literally the first 10 minutes. It's, yeah. So I'll put him in C, because he wasn't hard, but he was cool, and so that's where he's getting his points from. So next up we've got Vort of the Boreal Valley. He actually killed me 4 times in my first playthrough. Actually, you know what? Considering he's the second boss, that's not too bad, but he was definitely a challenge, and he's cool. The wee cutscene in the gate. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So he killed me 4 times. So we'll probably put him about. Don't know. I'll probably put him probably B. Yeah. So next we've got the Curse Rotted Greatwood. He actually only killed me once, and loads of people have. I've seen he's loads of people have trouble with him, but on my first playthrough he only killed me once. So I'm not sure what happened with that. Must have been lucky or something. I'm not sure, but I think I'll probably put him in D because he was not a challenge. And to be fair, I just don't really like the boss in general. He was quite boring. He had a cool thing where, he smashed the ground and the floor collapsed. That was quite cool, but I don't know. It was annoying because of all the undead beside you, around you, just try to hit you. And it's just, I found it annoying. And I still find it annoying in my other playthroughs. So I'll put him in D because I don't like him very much at all. Right, Crystal Sage. It's dead weird because in my first playthrough, he killed me no times. But now that I'm playing it, in my next ones, in my other playthroughs, it's fuck. He gives me too much bother than he should. I'll be dying 4 times to him on a level 200 character. To be fair, the new game pluses do get harder, but for that, he did kill me no times the first time, but for posing a bit of a threat in my other playthroughs, he's gonna go into C and not D, because I feel like it would be for him posing a threat in my later playthroughs on a higher level. Put him in D wouldn't really be fair. So yeah, that's where we're going with Crystal Sage. He's a bit annoying though. Next up, right, this is the first boss that gave me a headache. This is the first boss where I was like, fuck, Dark Souls is hard. So Abyss Watchers. Fucking hell, man. Abyss Watchers was crazy. The rages that came out of me while I was fighting Abyss Watchers were quite quite substantial. My chair actually took a few hits from it with me hitting it and stuff. I'm surprised the controller didn't break, to be honest. So they killed me 9 times. And to be fair, I love that boss. The gank's a bit annoying at the start, but then, when you when you get to the second stage, I think he's so cool. I love his armor. I think his weapon is sick. You know, I overall think he's a cool boss, and I like the challenge. You know, I like hard bosses because you know they give some structure to the game, and they don't just make sure they like stunt your progress for a little while, which is I think is quite good. Which is quite weird, I suppose. But I'm gonna put him as an A because he was one of the first bosses that you know did it for me. Right, next up we got the Old Demon King. Nah, this boss is a wee bit pathetic. So yeah, so I found he was quite easy. I don't know. I fought him right after Abyss Watchers, so I don't think it was. You know, it's as soon as I could have fought him, and he wasn't hard at all. I think the hardest bit was getting to it with the fucking ballistas and shit firing at you at the Smouldering Lake. So and he killed me. So he killed me no times. He didn't kill me a single time. Which I don't know. For you know, kind of getting into the game, I don't know. It just seems a bit weird. But and I didn't really like him. He's a bit pathetic. So I'm gonna put him next to the Curse Rotted Greatwood. Curse Rotted Greatwood. Just because I don't know. I didn't like the boss. I thought it was a cool concept, but I don't think they did him well at all. I didn't think they did him any justice. Right, High Lord Wolnir. So I think he's a cool boss. He's a really cool concept. In the fact that they've got, you know, the weak points that you hit, and you know, it does the major damage to him. So he killed me once, and the only reason he killed me was because I didn't realize if you go too far like below him, and he starts walking up, the abyss just insta kills you. So he didn't kill me from any of his attacks. Just the abyss. So, but I think he's a cool concept, and I enjoyed. You know, I think I enjoyed the wee cutscene. You know, of you going into that cup with a skull in it, the chalice. So yeah, I'm actually gonna put him in C, because I you know, he's not terrible at all. He's just, you know, one of the more forgettable bosses. But he's a cool concept, and I did enjoy it. Okay, so Deacons of the Deep, another one. Just didn't really do it for me, really. He killed me. They killed me. The army of Deacons killed me no times. Not once. Because it was easy. It was a weird concept. I didn't like the boss fight at all. Really, it was just free souls basically. It was just more annoying than anything. So for me, it has to go into D. Definitely. So Pontiff Sullivan, right? He killed me 3 times. Now I've heard that he is one of the hardest bosses in the game for some people, and that's crazy because he only killed me 3 times, and I thought it was very doable, that whole boss fight. So, but I think he's cool, you know. I thought it was a cool boss fight, and it was definitely a cool arena, like in the chapel. It was so cool. And plus, he had that doppelganger hanging, that shade that just followed him about and, like, you know, copied him, which was, you know, a bit annoying at some point. But I thought it was a really cool boss fight, and I think he's, you know, got a cool backstory, and I think he's got, like, you know, those 2 swords, by the way, they're cool. So I think I'm gonna put him in B, because I did like the boss fight. I did enjoy it. Definitely did enjoy it. Next we have Aldrich. Holy shit. Right, Aldrich. I don't know what to say. Like, Aldrich was an absolute bitch to kill. Honestly. Aldrich was probably one of the hardest bosses in that game for me. She killed me... Now, right, get ready for this. She killed me 15 times. 15. Holy shit. But do you know what it was? It was that, you know, that spammed arrow attack where she shoots one arrow into the sky and like 50, fucking a million come back down and chase you. That killed me so many times. That must have killed me about 11 of the 15 times. Like, I'm not joking. It was crazy. The relief I felt after killing her was insane. But you know what? The boss fight, as I said with Abyss Watchers, it stopped me from progressing for quite a while. So you know what? I'm gonna put her at, I don't know, A or S. I feel like, you know what? I'm not sure. I think I'll probably put her in A because there's one that's just, you know, I just think are so much higher than the rest. Aldrich and A. I'll probably move some of them about when I come to them, you know. But for now, Aldrich goes in A. Definitely. 15 times she killed me, oh my days. Okay. Right, next up we have Yorm the Giant. Now, Yorm, I thought Yorm was cool, you know. I think he's just, you know, he looks amazing. He's such a cool concept, you know. But he only killed me once, and the only reason he only killed me once is because I didn't know to get the sword. And then I seen it on my second time, and I was like, I grabbed it, and then, you know, from there it was nothing. Yorm is nothing if you have that sword. What's it? The Storm. Oh, fuck knows, can't remember what it's called, but yeah, so because of that, I think Yorm could have been an amazing boss fight. Because of that concept, it was a bit too easy. So I'm gonna put Yorm, but I do like him, and I think his great machete as a weapon for a strength build is fucking crazy. And I think he's a cool, you know, he's got cool lore and he looks cool. He's just a really cool boss. So I think I'm gonna probably put him in B, even though he only killed me once. Oh no, C. Right, I'll put him in C because he's cool in that, but he only killed me once. So I don't think yeah, he's not terrible, but he was easy. He was too easy. Right, Dancer of the Boreal Valley. Right, so this one's a bit weird, cause I can't put her. So when you're supposed to fight her, well, no, right, I'll explain. So you can fight Dancer of the Boreal Valley as your second boss. Now I didn't know that, so after I killed Ludex, I made my way through the High Wall of Lothric, and I made it to the door, and you know the whole play her arena, and I talked to her, got the flag that you're meant to use to get to Undead Settlement, but I killed her because one of the little sign things on the floor told me to, which triggered the boss fight. Then I thought that was how I progressed, which I could have progressed that way to be fair, but that's not how I progressed, you know, because I was way too low level and she could one hit me with any one of her attacks. So I died to her 4 times then, but when you're actually supposed to fight her after Yorm, or when I fought her after Yorm, she, you know, I did it first try. So I don't, you know what, it's a complicated one because I'm not sure where to put her. I think probably it's quite cool. I think I'm probably going to put her in B, because she did provide, you know, a ton of hassle for me at a low level. So yeah, you know what, fair enough. And she's cool, you know. Next up we have Osiris, the Consumed King. You know what, Osiris was, you know, really easy. I only died once to him, and the reason was just because I had Toxic from the area before. And I went in with Toxic, and I didn't have any antidotes for it, so I don't think Osiris is very high at all. I personally, I don't like the boss fight. I think it's just too easy. I think it's just a lead up to the next one. So he's gonna go in D for me because I just personally don't really like him that much. Right, okay, the next one. The next one is probably one of my favourite boss fights of the game, just because of how I want to say unique, but it's not really unique because it is just a reskin version of Ludex Gundyr, you know, being Champion Gundyr. It's supposed to be, you know, he's just a cracked up version of the first boss, and it's an amazing, you know, it's definitely like I'm lost for words here, but it is an insane boss fight, you know. Just when you think you're getting it, he'll like fucking spin kick you and knock you into next week. Or he'll pick you up and then throw you and then be on top of you within a second before you can even get up. It's crazy. He's a fucking combat master, I'm not joking. Martial artist, man. Yeah, so he killed me 8 times, but it's probably one of the funnest boss battles, because whenever he killed me, I was like, right, okay, I understand that. You know, I messed up there. It wasn't because one of his bullshit, you know, moves or whatever, because they were all fair. But, so yeah, because of that, I think he's going to have to go in A, because I really enjoyed him, to be honest. And he was difficult, but he wasn't too difficult, you know. He was just quite fun, to be honest. Even though he was just a reskin of the first boss, the moveset and stuff was completely different, so I'll let him off. So A for Champion Gundyr. Right, next up we've got Dragon Slayer Armor. Dragon Slayer Armor supposedly isn't a hard boss for some people. But for me, fucking hell, this guy you know, this guy was just so annoying. He killed me 13 times, you know. 13 times. I don't think it should have been, you know, I don't think he should have killed me that many times, to be honest. But yeah, he killed me 13 times. Just his, you know, his attacks are so tanky. They do so much damage. They're like a two hit. And then his arena's his arena's bullshit as well. Annoying as fuck with the dragons and stuff spitting at you. He's just overall an annoying boss. But, you know, I respect him for it, to be honest. I respect the boss. Yeah, but his weapon for a strength build is amazing. So I have to give him points for that. So I think instead of, you know, I was going between C and B, but I think because of the difficulty and him killing me 13 times, it has to be probably A or B. I think it has to be A, to be honest, because he is he's a beast, pretty much. That's all that can be said about him. He just would pummel you with a shield every now and again, you know, knock you out. He would knock you clean out of the arena. One of his attacks just sends you flying across this already quite narrow arena. And, yeah. So I think it's quite a good place for him there. I've not gotten into any S yet, but I know exactly what ones I'm putting into S. Because there's some bosses in this game that just, you know, did it for me. Right, next up we've got Lothric and Lorien. You know what, they were actually okay. They were definitely a doable boss fight, but they were just more annoying than anything. You know, after the first phase, the second phase, he just kind of jumps on his back. I don't know, it was a bit weird for me. They did kill me 11 times, which is, you know, that's really good, to be fair. But, you know, I didn't actually enjoy the boss fight very much at all. Again, it just it was like a lead up to the next one. So I think he's probably, you know, it was quite cool though. And plus their weapon, the Twin Prince's Greatsword is very cool. So I think I'll have to put them in B because of that. To be honest, kill me 11 times, you know. Moving on. The final boss of the base game. Well, I say the final boss of the base game. It wasn't the final boss because I fought two optional bosses after him. But you know, it was the fight. He's the final boss. He's how you finish the story of Dark Souls 3. The Soul of Cinder. Now this guy was an absolute bitch. Holy shit. He killed me 24 times. 24 times. I actually had to take a break when I was streaming it. Like I had to put it down and go to sleep because he just kept doing it. You know, he killed me time and time again. You know, his moveset is absolutely huge. He can, you know, go against every single class with ease because he's got magic, he's got fucking dex, he's got strength. You know, he's just got your classic sword. You know, it's crazy. So for me, I think Soul of Cinder killing me 24 times, being an absolute beast, you know, with that moveset and that, I think one of the most difficult bosses in that game for me, 100%, has to go in S. Just has to. 24 times, holy shit. But good final boss. You know, in my playthroughs that I do now, he only kills me like once, or not even once. I kill him first time most of the time, you know. But for the first try, 24 times, that's quite substantial. So we'll give him S for that. First S, you know, we'll give him it. We'll give him it. Okay, next up, we have the Ancient Wyvern. So I actually went to Archdragon Peak after killing the Soul of Cinder, just before the DLC. So the Ancient Wyvern killed me once. And only because I missed the plunge attack. Because I just kind of figured out to do the plunge attack. And I missed it the first time because I kind of just walked off and just died of fall damage. So because of that, and not even him killing me, he's going to go into D. Definitely going to D. Just because he was, you know, he wasn't anything, you know, special to me. He was free souls at the end of the day. It was quite a cool concept though, but I just don't think he meant that much to me. You know, and there was another dragon that looked exactly the same as him. Maybe it was a bit smaller, but that you could kill as well as him. So I don't know, he just seemed to be lacking a bit of like uniqueness. That's not even a word, but it's the best way to describe it. Next we've got the Nameless King. Now, holy shit, because this guy, you look up hardest bosses, like the hardest boss on Dark Souls 3, in Dark Souls 3, on the internet, the first thing comes up, Nameless King. That's what everyone says. Nameless King's the hardest boss, it's fucking known. It's known. He's a cool boss, don't get me wrong, but on my first playthrough, playing it by myself for the first time, I killed it really late in the game, probably, you know, not when you're supposed to have killed it. You know, you're supposed to have killed it probably before this, but he only killed me once. Now, I don't know if it's because I had like a, you know, a build, like I didn't even have a build set up or anything. I was just going sword and shield, you know. I don't know if it was jammy. I don't know if I was being so lucky, but yeah, he only killed me once. But he's such a cool boss fight, and I love the phase 1 and 2, how he, King of the Storm, died, and then you need to fight the Nameless King. I found that was so cool. And he was definitely a cool boss fight. So I'm going to put him in B. He only killed me once, but you know what? Nah, I'm going to put him in C, because he did only kill me once on the first playthrough. I don't know, maybe my dodges were like peak or something, I don't know. But he doesn't deserve to be any higher than B or C. So yeah, I'll probably get like people saying what the fuck at that, but you know what? It's my opinion. Right, next we're moving on to Ashes of Ariandel DLC. Now I loved this DLC. I thought it was really cool, but I actually don't have the amount of deaths that I have for a few of the DLC bosses, the main ones actually. But I'll just I won't do it off that, and I'll do it based on difficulty and what I remember. So first up we've got the Champion's Gravetender and the Great Wolf. I think they only kill me once. I'm pretty sure, because I remember thinking, wait. That's it. Because of that, I'm gonna because it was an optional boss and it just seemed over too easy to be one of the two bosses in Ashes of Ariandel. I thought there could have been more to it for being, one of the only two bosses. So I'm gonna put that in D just because it was a bit like, well, that's it over already. What? Like, Champion's Gravetender, definitely in D. I'm not a big fan of the boss, to be honest. Sister Freedy, 3 phases of this boss. That was definitely tough. I thought it was a really cool boss though. She's definitely a challenge, definitely. But I wouldn't say she's S tier. I'd say she's probably in A tier. I reckon that's fine. I wouldn't put her in S because it was difficult. Like, yeah, granted, but in my other playthroughs I do it first try. Right, next up we've got the Demon Princes. So the Demon Prince, or the Demon Prince, from the Demon in Pain, Demon from Below. I think they for the first boss of the Ring City, they're definitely right. We're moving on to the Ring City now. For the first boss of the Ring City, I think the Demon Prince was up. I really enjoyed it. So I think the Demon Prince probably they killed me a good few times too. So I reckon B. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go B for Demon Princes or Demon Prince, because once you get the two demons killed, it's not really that tough, to be honest. Right, next up we've got Half-Light. So Half-Light actually I feel like could have been a tricky boss because it's PvP, but the guy that was doing the player that the Half-Light brought in was actually AFK, so I could just kill him right off the bat, which was I don't know, it kind of ruined the boss fight for me, so it kind of meant nothing, and it was just over in like 2 seconds. So definitely D for that. Right, okay, Slave Knight Gale. So he's another one like the Nameless King. He's people say he's one of the hardest bosses in the game, and I would agree. I would agree that he's hard. I wouldn't agree that he's one of the hardest bosses in the game. He killed me like, I don't know, 5 times? 5-6 times, yeah, 5-6 times. Maybe 6, I'd say 6. So he was tough, but definitely doable, if you know what I mean. I don't think he deserves to be in S tier. I think he was a really good, like, final boss. He definitely belongs in A tier. A or B? A. I did really enjoy fighting him. Because he was like, whenever you would kill him, or whenever he would kill you, you would always go, alright, okay, I understand that, time to try again. Like, it would never feel unfair, is what I'm trying to say. The final boss on the list is Dark Eater Midir. And, oh my god. This is, for me, the hardest boss in Dark Souls 3. Easily without a doubt. Even in playthroughs now, I struggle to kill him, if I even kill him, if I don't skip him first. Because, oh my god, Dark Eater Midir is a fucking beast. He just kills me. I don't even know what happens. I just, like, shut down when I fight him. I think it's because he's so big and scary. Yeah, Dark Eater Midir, easily S tier, and easily, harder than Solar Cinder. I can't even, like, I miss him out in most of my playthroughs now, because he's just too difficult. I've only killed him like twice, and I killed him. I killed him once with one of my friends, and once by myself. But by myself, he must have killed me like 40, 50 times. I'm not joking. I was sitting there for hours and hours and hours. I used all my Ember. I used, all my S's, like, every time. Got killed. Just kept on getting killed and killed and killed until I finally got him. And oh my god, the relief when I got him. It was insane. That boss, Dark Eater Midir, easily the hardest boss in the game, for me at least. And probably one of the most tedious, because just the amount of time it took. Yeah, that's what the tier list is looking like for today. I'm thinking, you know what, I'm quite happy with it, I think maybe Vort doesn't deserve to be on these guys' level, so I think I might move Vort down to here. But yeah, I'm thinking that's quite a good list. Yeah, cool. So that's the tier list of Dark Souls 3 bosses, and I'm happy with it. That's just my opinion. I love that game, and I will forever love that game, and I continue to play it even now. That'll do it for this video. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching, and like and sub if you enjoyed the video, and it really helps me out. And if you're interested in Dark Souls content, then check out the channel, check out any other Dark Souls videos. Right, see you later. I want a brown skin demon to pull up on the weekends, up all night, yeah, we ain't gonna be sleeping. She is on my tabletop and I'm too busy teasing. Let her lick my lollipop and that's